Hello, let's go through the first part of what you should know from the chapter of electromagnetic waves. So the first part, I'm just going to focus on this, which is the properties of electromagnetic waves. Now, even though over here inside the syllabus document, it says there's just one of the things, actually inside it says two. Um, I'm going to put out four things, which is going to be very important because it affects also what you have in the MCQ. This should help a little bit more. All right, so just for part one, I'd like to write down these four letters: T, S, W, F. Right? Can stand for many things. It's not really important what it stands for, but if you want to remember, maybe it says, "Ta-da! Science won't fail." Haha. What are these four things you should know? I'm going to write down the letters. That's it, letters. I'm going to write down the words, and let's take a look at that. So, firstly, when I say T, I mean that everything, all of these electromagnetic waves, they are transverse waves. Now, why is this important? You have recently studied that, oh, you know what? I know about longitudinal waves. Sound and ultrasound are examples of longitudinal waves. Now, everything you have in this chapter, all of these are transverse waves, every single one of them. Okay, so that's the first thing, transverse waves. Second thing, S. S stands for the speed of all of these waves. Every single one have the same speed, and it's the speed of light, especially when you're talking about as it moves inside vacuum, right? And what is that speed of light? Please remember the speed of light is 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Everything, every single one of them moves at the exact same speed in vacuum. 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second, all at the speed of light. Now, they all do not need to have mediums, right? I don't need a medium to travel, right? That's why it travels through space, no need medium. And they all travel at the speed of light. Now, third thing they need to know, and I'm going to use the letter W. Why W? It's because I want W to stand for wave equation. The wave equation that you are very familiar with from the previous chapter, especially from general wave properties, would be V is equals to F lambda, where V stands for speed, F stands for frequency, and this lambda stands for wavelength. We will be using this formula inside this chapter. Just remember that the speed will always be the speed of light, 3 times 10 power 8. Later, when you look at part 2, you realize that the different components of the electromagnetic spectrum differ in the, did I just raise it? Oh no, in the frequency as well as the wavelength, right? But we'll see that later. But take note, we will use the wave equation in this chapter. Last but not least, I want you to remember about frequency. And we're going to use this phrase, all right? The frequency stays the same as the source. You see, while we did say that every single thing in vacuum travels at the speed of light, sometimes these electromagnetic waves may go into different mediums. As it goes in different medium, of course, it may slow down, similar to what you know in terms of sound. So as it goes through that very one medium, the speed may change, the wavelength may change, but the one thing that does not change is the frequency remains the same. In class, what we will say is frequency is forever, right? So as it goes from one medium to another, speed could change, wavelength could change, but the frequency does not change. All right? So this is the first thing that you need to know in this chapter, or rather the first set of things you need to know in this chapter concerning the properties of electromagnetic waves, TSWF. Every single one of those things in the spectrum, they're transverse waves. They all travel at the speed of light in vacuum. They are constrained by the wave equation because of F lambda, and as they move from one place to another, from one medium to another, the speed could change, the wavelength could change, but the frequency stays the same as the source. All right,